so much. Talk to you soon.
Okay, we're getting there. I don't know why I go live. I guess that's no, I don't want that. Oh, we'll be there soon. Switch account. We're coming live again. Okay, I'm gonna be got my all my things here messed up. Yeah, I've been working on Zoom and YouTube, trying to so I could go live on Zoom and show you guys my website. I mean my screen on YouTube. Now I gotta sign in again. Okay, wants me to sign in there. Okay. Oh, damn, Google's terrible. Google is terrible. It takes so long, but I want to tell you about all the stuff I have. Okay, let's go free radio is what I want. Oh, we got maybe some people, but you gotta stay around because I'm gonna tell you a lot of stuff. Okay, because I've been doing a lot. Okay, M Piper 700. They're so sophisticated, they're too sophisticated for a normal person to use this stuff. Yeah, and I think the older you get, the more you're tied into what you've been doing 100 years ago, and that doesn't work anymore. And when your head's full of stuff from the last 80 years, it's hard to get new stuff in there. Confirm with that you. Yes, it is me. Okay, we are okay. Okay, I see you there now. Switch account. Add a new account. That one. And that's M Piper 700. Yes, it is. Well, here's the new website we put up. And this is for you to try letsgohelp.com. Come on, guys. Why isn't, where is all the lives? God, it looks like it all changed, and I don't know why. I'm just a stupid old man, I think. Google account. Okay, now I want. No, I don't want that. I want this one. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I think I screwed up something when I put it into YouTube. But this is here, letsgotrial.com. Now that's what we set up, for Black Friday. And what we're giving there is 7 days of access to all of us, the 20,000 people that help you get grants and services from the federal government and state and local government. So that's only you get 7 days for $3. Okay, and then after that is $20 a piece. But it's trying to educate people in America that this stuff is there. Any grants for disabled? Yes, there are. And I'm doing a new AI just for disabled. But if you want to start to see what's available for disabled, before my AI comes up, you should go to find, FINDHELP.org, O-R-G. Find, F-I-N-D, findhelp.org. Findhelp.org, okay. And you should go there and then put in your zip code and then just put disability, and you'll see hundreds of programs. And that's what we're doing. And another place you could go is LesGoLovesAI.com/payyourbills. LesGoLovesAI.com/payyourbills. Take more than a week to start processing. Well, yes, but we could show you in a week 100 programs that you could start applying to, and how you won't need anything more if you want to start looking for something. And yes, you won't get the money in a week. Actually, some programs may be able to, but don't count on getting the money in a week. But this is the best thing I think you'll ever find, because you're never going to find it. I mean, people go to Google and they're going to find grants, and you won't. Because it's too complicated for Google. Google has 200 million websites, actually probably 4 billion. And so anything you put in there, you're going to get hundreds and hundreds of millions of websites. And every one of those websites will want to get money from you. That's what Google is. Google is a place to give money to, because they're all selling you something. Everybody in Google has to make money because they have to pay Google, okay? So they're making money from you. Google doesn't pay them, so they make money from you. Now what Let's Go Help is, or LetsGoTrial.com is, every website that's there is there to give you money. So every website we have gives you money, and we'll narrow it down. So you could give us a topic, you want to buy a house or start a business or get out of debt, then we'll show you 100 programs you have to start contacting in your city or state that help you do this. Now, this is not magic. You're not going to find one office that we give you that will be right on target. No, it's too complicated for that. It's sort of like finding a date or getting a job. And so there's 200-300 million women in the country. And so you start with that, but you want to find the single women that are looking to date. And that's what we do. There's millions and millions and millions of websites, hundreds of millions of websites that say they give grants. But there's only a few hundred where you live that are reasonable for you to apply to. And you'll never find them within the hundreds of millions that you find on Google. So you can't use Google to do that, okay? Is there grants for school loans over 40K? Yes. The first thing you want to do if you have school loans is contact studentaid.gov. You go there first, okay? And you see what your options are, because there's still a lot of programs, forgiveness programs for student loans. And then there's nonprofit organizations that work with you to help you get the best deal. You don't want to go to Google to look for help for your student loans, because they're just going to charge you money for something you could have got without that, or charge you money and you get nothing. You want to go to experts that are free. What are the time frame for receiving grants? There's a time frame that's different for everything. But remember, I don't think you have a better place to get money. I mean, unless you have money. If you have money, then you can get money. If you don't have money, you have no other place to go than government offices and nonprofit organizations. And that's all we specialize in. We only show you those that never charge you money for help. Now, there's some that are quick, but not a lot. Yeah, so you have to go and do it, but you don't have an option, I don't think, unless you're going to get a gun and a mask. Yeah, and you don't want to do that. Okay, you have to start working with these, and what you want to do is talk to people. And that's what we train you to do, is how to talk for people. If you want to learn about that, I have a free video you could watch. It's called Lesko, Lesko, research.com, leskoresearch.com, giving away money for trade schools. It was on. There is a lot of free money for trade school. Not only Metallica. You could go to this website, careeronestop.org. Go to that website, careeronestop.org, put in your zip code, and make an appointment with a counselor there. To get money programs, you have to talk to somebody. Just don't, hey, this is an application and I'll apply. No, okay, for that application, you call them too. You don't want to just be filling out applications and not get anything, because that will happen if you don't call people. You'll just keep filling out applications and never get anything. You have to do more than that. And that's very important for you to do that. They're not going to come and look for you. So the people like Metallica, they want to do something good, that's great. But there is so much money for that. Locally, you want to only deal with nonprofit organizations and government offices. That means websites ending in .gov or .org. Okay, they're the only one that you want to talk to. And don't forget the leskotrial.com. That's where for $3 we give you 7 days of access. Now we have 20,000 members that are live every day. There's live people, like 3-4 hours every day, people, and I'm there too. Just answer your questions. All the people have gotten money before and know the systems and how to use them. Okay, Studio 54 waiter. You were a Studio 54 waiter, or you think I was? I'm old enough to remember that. Boy, that was a hot disco in New York City. Actually, I even got into the Peppermint Lounge. That was before Studio 54, when I was, I think, still in high school. And my sister, who was a big shot in New York, was able to get me in there. That was great. And I sat next to Ed Sullivan. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was like 18 years old or something. Are we the time frames for receiving grant? So every grant is different. Grants for school loans, yes, you have to talk to people. You're not going to solve your problem by just going to Google and looking. You have to call people. And the people you want to talk to are only people that are .gov or .org. You don't want to talk to people who are .coms, because they're only there for your money, because they have to be. I mean, it's not bad. So you have to get the real help. See, 40% of everything in our economy is people giving away money. Look at this graph that I made. Okay, this shows you the amount of money in our country. So the whole pie is the amount of money. Now, so here is capitalism. That's the orange part, and that's 60%. Here, the green and the yellow is government and nonprofit. That's about 40%. So 40% of everything in our country is government and nonprofit organizations, okay? And you have to, they're the people that are showing you love, really. We have a community. Everybody is not just greedy bastards, yeah. We help each other. We have a community to help each other, and we've decided to vote for money to give help to people who need it. And that represents the 40% of our whole economy has been voted on to give money to people to help. And the problem is, I think, is that the rich people know this and they take advantage of it because it's hard to find. See, you go to Google, you'll never find it. That's why I started learning about this, helping rich people. So now I just want to help the people that need this money, not help the people to get more government money when they don't even need it. I mean, that's the most astounding thing to me. We're giving people money from the government who don't need it, instead of giving money to people who really need it. And I really believe it's going to get worse before it gets better. Inflation will keep going up, wages will keep going down, and the rich people will be taking the cream off the top. And that's what it looks like. It looks like they're going to do that a lot more before we're able to turn it around as a country. But eventually we will. Because you see even what's happening now. It's obviously not good for everybody. And it's important that you know how this situation works, okay? And that it's not in Google. AI is very good. And that really changed that made it possible for the average person now to get more help and know where it is. And that's why our service, you know, the letsgotrial.com is really going to be more and more based on AI. And then we'll be the people that really give you support on using, because once you find the programs, then you have to need support about how to deal with the people and what to do and things like that. So that's why we have 20,000 people, you know, that are members that help each other. So that's what we really are, people helping people to get the money and help they need. And we have that money and help in the government and nonprofit organizations. But like anything that's of value, it's not easily found. And you have to roll up your sleeves and do this. If you're expecting to just make one phone call or apply to one application and get money, you know, you may do that, but it's going to be a snowball's chance in hell kind of thing. I got a burger I found. No, that's nice. How about money to build a fully functional off-grid homestead? Yes, all that is available. If you start talking to people, you want to do that, okay? Go to findhelp.org because you don't have any of our stuff yet, but Find Help is still a good place to start. And if you put in housing with your zip code, you'll find 50 to 100 people that help people with housing, okay? So now you have to talk to them. You're not going to know the one person to talk to, so you have to talk to a dozen or so to feel out where is the best place for you to maybe get help. It doesn't just pop off the page or anything, even though they're in the business of giving help and money to people with housing. You have to find the exact one for you because they all have different requirements. I mean, let's be real. If you ain't Jewish and you are establishing any connection. Now, I think that's stupid to think that way. You're welcome to think that way and sit there and just complain. You know? but that's silly. You know? And no time for that. You don't have time for that. If you want to do it, you have to make a difference. You know? And we're a big country, 350 million people, and like I say, 40% are giving money away for free. You know, 60% are charging you for the help. Now, if you have 40% of America and you think everyone in that category, you know, that's sort of foolish to think that way, or it's a lazy man's out of doing anything. I'm going to join tomorrow. Well, thank you, sir. But that's Let's Go Trial, letsgotrial.com. And it's up to you. I mean, this is a country still involved. I mean, what you hear from Washington now is just a lot of nonsense, a lot of things that's going to hurt people for a long time, but we'll still be around doing the same thing. And no matter what they do, it's certainly nibbling around the edges and will give us a little different point in the direction but it's a big ship. You know, I used to be a ship driver in the Navy, so you're driving a carrier or a ship in the Navy on the seas where I were, South China Sea, and if you're off 1 degree, you know, you're going to wind up in 5 days on a different continent. So that's what's happening now. We're so big, and they're changing it a few degrees, but it's just a few degrees. It's not enormous. They're giving out more money this year than they did last year, and it'll be the same next year, but just where and how and things like that. So it changes a little, but in theory, the majority will be the same, and you'll just read about the bad things and think it's all bad and not try, and that's too bad because all you're doing is hurting yourself. I got some Alcoa cough drops. Oh, I sound that bad? I'm going to enjoy the thing. Yeah. But it is, we can't leave this to rich people. And now, let's see what's that. Everybody's income is going down, you know, and the only income that went up is if you owned a business. So, and the owners of businesses determine the prices of what you're buying. The owner of businesses determines the wages that you're getting paid. So that's like 3% of the economy controls the whole, they're making the decisions for the whole economy. Yeah? And that's crazy. I appreciate the time you take to do the videos. Fortunate for the trolls and those who have nothing constructive to say. Yeah, but that's that's freedom of speech. They're welcome to have a go at me. And sometimes it works, and I think of something, oh shit, yeah, I should have thought of that, or I should know about that. I appreciate the time you take. Thank you. But it's important that people who live in this country know, because see, the rich know this. In Washington right now, it's full of millionaires and billionaires trying to find out how to get more money from the government. So you're out there struggling, can't even pay the goddamn rent or food. And we're giving these billionaires money. I mean, that's crazy. You know, we want to help people who really need the help. I don't understand. And we have a debt problem. A debt problem is going to bite our ass sooner than later, you know. So to me, it's debt, inequality, and probably climate control. That stuff with the climate are big problems. But inequality, in the last 40 or 50 years, the average employee made no increase in wages. But inflation went up 300%. So if your wages are staying basically the same, and everything you're buying is going out of control, man, you're screwed. You know? So you have to change that. You have to find money programs that help you pay for some of those living programs. And you have to find money programs that help you create more money. See, the government is two places it could help you. One is to pay your bills, okay? And the other is to increase your earning power, okay? How do you do that? Well, most people in this country do it by starting a business, small, big, any kind, because that creates income. And that's where the wealth comes from. Starting something like that. Now, you could start a business without any money. You could start a business without any talent. I mean, look at the immigrants here. Came when I was young. The immigrants that came here with no money, no knowledge, no nothing, no contacts, and wound up having Fortune 500 companies. Yeah? And that's still available. And you don't need money to start a company. And that's why there are government programs now in your city. There will be 100 people that will help you think through about starting a business. What you need, what you don't need, where to get money if you need it. Because there's so many businesses now, you don't need money. I started my first 2 businesses with money, they failed. The third, fourth, and fifth business, I started with no money, and they were very successful. Can NACA be a good source of housing assistance for people like me? I'm not sure what NACA is, but if it's a nonprofit or a government office, give them a call. If it's not, then we have a report, and if you go to if you join, we have a special section on housing and home repair, and you get a list of 100 organizations in your zip code that give money and help to buy houses, or be a real estate investor or any of that stuff. So it all is there, but you have to do some work for it. Do you think buying land on an island like Fuji to build a resort can be funded with grant money? Maybe. I don't know who owns Fuji an island. Maybe that's individual, but there's certainly investors to do that. So you want to think that through. Don't talk to me. Go to these organizations that are in your city that help you think through that problem. See that they get money to help you for free, because if you have your idea grow and you make money, and then that means our economy grows. So that's why the government supports these for free. Okay. NAC tracks you for 2 years financial training. I'm sorry, I still don't know what NACA is. I don't know if it's a nonprofit. Check it out. If it isn't, I would certainly find nonprofits first, because somebody who's going to sell something to get money from you are too good to bargain with if you don't know. And so you have to, and you always talk more than one person. You just don't talk to one and you jump on that. And you get married. No, they're too good to argue with. That's why you don't even want to talk to them until you talk to a whole bunch of people first. So you're able to know exactly what's going on, okay? I'll be in 30 minutes. Okay, so we got letsgotrial.com. And then after 7 days, it's $20 a month. And we're there, to help you everywhere. And I have my, what I call, Let's Go Loves AI is something I'm very excited about, because that democratizes all the government programs. Now, everyone will be able to find just the people who give out free money. Now you can't, because you have to go to Google, and that's capitalism, and they want money from you. But with AI, you could eliminate that. And for now, it looks like a very good thing. So within there and without, here's one you want to take a look at to see Let's Go Loves Okay, letsgoloveSAI.com, pay my bills. Go there, okay? I mean, his pocket is wrapped around the treasure. I'm in New York, looking money to gain home inspection license. Yes, go to your local Career One Stop, okay? They'll help you with that, because you need training money to get a better job and income. So that's careeronestop.org. Now, this is a free site. This site here, that's free, where you could get 100 organizations in your city that help you get out of debt and pay your bills. Okay, so that's letsgoloveSAI.com/paymybills. Okay, and it's there and for free, and I won't even ask for a penny on that. And if you want to join us for $3 for 7 days, it's letsgotrial.com. Okay, $3 for 7 days. How do you like that? Okay. Okay, well, thanks for putting up with me and my sloppy whatever I was doing. Okay. Talk to you later, guys.